Well, this took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to get online today. I don't know what your time differentials are. I am still the same time I was yesterday before daylight savings time came in. I don't. Columbia doesn't use daylight savings time anymore. Daylight in this place had turned into a desert. Um, but can't seem to get comfortable this morning. Oh, there we go. Maybe that'll do it. All right. Um, anyhow, we have a couple issues here with the mentions of religion and everything that Hegseth is doing. It's becoming more obvious that the administration is treating this as a crusade, a religious crusade, than anything else, and that's just another reason we have to get rid of Trump and Hegseth and the rest of those morons before we end up losing everything we've gained over the years. And it would seem that young people don't understand that, but they will, because you got who was it, Pam Bondi, that or the no, it wasn't. I don't think it was her. I think it was the spokesperson for the president, the press secretary, is sitting there, hinting at the possibility of a draft still exists. And as soon as young people realize that they got to die for that fat bastard, things are going to change. I mean, nobody that doesn't join the army wants to join the army. You know what I mean? If you're not already in it, you don't want to be forced into it. You have too much life to live for. And it's got nothing to do with the violence and everything that you quite possibly are going to face. It has to do with the fact that you developed a life and they're taking it away from you. And you're not giving you a choice as to what direction your life is going to go into. That, my friend, will fuck up your mind really well. And we'll have a lot more criminals and a lot more radicals out there than we do now. So, the possibility of the draft, if you haven't lived with the draft hanging over your head with a war going on, uh, you have no idea what I'm talking about. People ask me, is that why I joined the National Guard? Well, I joined the National Guard because I had the opportunity to. When that happened, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I just knew I didn't want to go to Vietnam because, based upon everything I read, it played out the way I had read it. That was an unwinnable war. Pretty much the same thing we're involved in now. You say you win, you get a declaration. Yeah, okay. What do you really win? And now you also have Trump wanting to take over Cuba. All right, so now he's operating in 2 or 3 different hemispheres at the same time. He's just a monk, trying to build an empire. He wants Cuba, I believe, because he wants to create his own little Epstein Island. You know what I'm saying? He wants to own an island. I just can't sit back and watch his stuff without laughing anymore. Because I'm laughing at the American people that believe that Trump never had anything to do with Epstein and that Trump is a great, wonderful, moral man. Trump hasn't got any money. I haven't met too many rich people that have morals, I didn't say they didn't exist. I said I haven't met too many of them. Trump definitely isn't one of them. He's got no morals. His head is too far gone right now. His brain is fried now. I mean, that's it. Because he can't get laid anymore. He's too old. Nobody even looks at him anymore because he's fat, sloppy, smells bad. Nobody wants to change his diaper. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much his only choice, build an island. And then he wants to go in and he wants to build a resort in Gaza. Well, that's another, country that's been accused of human trafficking and pedophilia. Just one thing after another with that monster. and it's time for him to go. And listen, I don't talk about violence where any of these people are concerned. But every time Hegseth opens his mouth up, I want to be, I just want to beat him half to death. You know, I just want to smash his face into a window or something because he's playing with lives and he doesn't, and he thinks he's some sort of hero. So does Trump. He wants a Medal of Honor. You have to do something to win a Medal of Honor. That fat fuck hasn't done anything except, you know, start wars. I don't think he's just screwing with the youth of America, the live people, young people. I don't know. You know, was that everything I had written down? Yeah, that island thing's really absurd. But we are definitely entering the Crusades because you can see it. You can see it in Hegseth's message to the troops and his mannerisms. You know, this is a guy that cheated on his wife. He's an alcoholic, and when I say I can call him an alcoholic because there's no such thing as a cured alcoholic or a cured drug addict. It's always there. All right, you're just one cocktail away from going back into oblivion, or you're just one snort. You know, once you become an addict, that's just life. It takes a lot of willpower, and he doesn't got willpower. You know, he's just sitting back and having the time of his life, and telling people that would have never talked to him that they better shut up and listen to him. That's that problem when you put in people that are socially dysfunctional into positions of authority. They want people to, then they think they can use that authority to get all the adoration they think they deserve. Hegseth doesn't deserve any adoration. Trump thinks he does too, and he doesn't deserve any adoration. He took whatever coin he had in that game and just wasted it. Uh, I have no idea what's going to happen. Like I said, though, I won't be around maybe the beginning, but I won't see all of it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll get a chance to look at it. Who knows what goes on once you die? Where you go, what you do. I don't have any. I'm not like Patton. I don't have deja vu that I was standing in battlefields and stuff like that, or doing things that I did before. That doesn't seem to happen with me. Um, Thoughts that I had. I think I said something that I did. And I repeated myself, and I don't remember it saying it originally. But people will tell me, "You just said that." I said, "Really?" Hmm. That kind of deja vu. Didn't you say that a couple of weeks ago? Maybe that's possible because I do repeat myself sometimes, because situations trigger memory, you know, especially as you get older. It takes more. If you're a visual person, it takes more visual stimulation to activate a memory. If you're oratory, then you hear certain things, and you go back to certain situations. I do that with music. I'm oratory. I go back to certain situations where I was when that song was playing, what I was doing. Some of it's very embarrassing to me personally, some of the situations I remember, but that's just the way things are in the world. See, now I just got flashbacks to a couple of things because I said that. Wow. Okay. I don't know how you guys are doing. Hey, listen. Like I said, I don't know what your situation is with the time factor. All right, my time is the same as it was before. So if you're not experiencing daylight savings time, I am assuming we're operating on the same wavelength. America is the only place that's doing daylight savings time, and those people up there don't really watch me to begin with, anyhow. So I don't know whether I'm not allowed into the country or what's going on. So listen up, people. I do need some more subscribers and stuff to get going here. I got to get life, running around a little bit more. But it's not easy because there's something that this subject isn't a very interesting subject, really. It's war, you know, and I'm sorry, war's not an interesting subject, you know, unless you're a chess player and you're recreating a major battle or something. Because a lot of chess games are based upon what happened in certain battles and whatnot, you know. So anyhow, what else is going on with you people, huh? I don't know. Live videos are hard sometimes. Sometimes they're very easy for me. Sometimes they're very hard for me. But that's uh, just who I am. That has nothing to do with anything else. I hope you're seeing this. I got one like so far, but that's it. You know, I don't know if anybody's watching me or not today, but that's okay. Hope Jim's out there. See, I got that. He lives. I think he lives someplace like England or something like that. And there's a huge time difference between me and him because he's always telling me it's late at night where he is, and you know. So I used to try and do the videos a lot earlier, but I've been having some problems doing that with because I have to take care of some things before I leave the house in the morning. I got out early today. I got back. And then my wife called me and said, "You got to wait. I'm coming. Can you meet me downstairs? I'll be there in 10 minutes." 40 minutes later, she showed up, so, and then got mad at me, which was typical. So I don't know what's really going on out there for you guys. You got anything you want me to talk about? Where you can just drop a note, in the comments section. And I'll do my damnedest to find out what I can about that particular thing. Uh, I know I told Jim and those guys that I started carving wood again. I did. I got one piece done, and I've thrown three out because the wood cracked. And what I think is happening with me is that my depth perception is pretty well shot because I don't know how far I'm putting the knife into the wood, and I'm taking huge chunks out of one by one pieces of wood, which is just ridiculous. And then I can't fix it. See, that's the problem with when you're carving. It's like carving's like cooking. All right. If you the chefs are always told to, if you're going to make a mistake, make it in undercooking it because you can rewarm it. It's not going to make you look good, but at least you don't ruin the meal. When you overcook something, that piece of meat just goes in the garbage. It feeds the dog or something like that because you can't do anything with it. You can't change it. You can't fix it. All right, and that may in a gourmet restaurant, maybe you don't fix it, but if you keep too many mistakes, you don't try to fix it first before you throw it out, you're going to go bankrupt. Uh, but that's it. Same thing with wood. If you make a mistake and it's a small cut, you can fix that. If you're taking out a lot of wood and that wood is gone, you can't replace that wood. If you made a mistake and you took too much wood out of an area, you have to take it out someplace else, and that's going to most likely going to disrupt the symmetry of the piece you're trying to do. So be careful. And you can't see this, but right there, can you see that? Yeah, that's the cut I took out where I almost immobilized, sliced my finger in half. That's healing up pretty good, but we'll try to see. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you people about the situation over in the Far East because, there is one interesting thing I wanted to ask you, and I like your opinion. Why isn't Saudi Arabia having bombs dropped on it? Qatar is. Just about everybody over there is, and Egypt isn't. But Egypt and Saudi Arabia aren't getting bombs dropped on them. Anybody want to tell me why? Everybody else is, apparently. And Saudi Arabia isn't a Catholic country or a Christian country. Uh, So the way they act and the way they operate is pretty much a pagan country. But I don't know what's going on. I do know that if you go up against Arabia, there are going to be some serious casualties because their military is basically trained by us, and they've been doing this for years. Their pilots are all graduates of either Top Gun or Air Force Academy training programs. So means they're pretty damn good. Don't know whether they have the courage that our pilots do or the craziness our pilots do, but they're pretty good. All right, listen up. I just can't do this tomorrow. This is Monday. I'm all messed up. Anyhow, listen. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go try and do a posted video, and we'll see what happens with that. Check the news again to see if anything else has happened before I do it. And anyhow, so that'll be up in about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. In the meantime, hit the like button. You know, that's that little thing up there with that looks like a thumbs up. Hit that. Uh, it helps me know I know we're going in the right direction anyhow. All right, all. So listen, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.